Now, how can we draw or how can we work with blob blush, blob blush, blob blush? Select your blob brush, blob. Select your blob brush tool, blob. If we have paintbrush tool, why do we need to use or why do we need to have a blob brush tool? There's a slight difference between these two tools. Let's come to our computer screen and let's see what are the difference or what is the difference between these two tools. First, let's come to our paintbrush tool. When I draw something with my paintbrush tool, if you select your selection tool and click on it, you can see it's a path and then the stroke applied on that path. Simple as that. Or if you select your direct selection tool, you can see all anchor points are visible. You can modify your path or you can modify your paintbrush tool by moving the anchor points to wherever it is suitable according to your design. But if you come and click and hold, select your blob brush tool, then let's draw the same line. Now the difference between these two lines are, select this one, it's a path, and select this one, it is fill. What does it mean? If you click on this and check your colors, the stroke color is applied on this shape of yours or this brush of yours or this path of yours or whatever you drew. Or if you click on this one, you can see there is no stroke but the fill color. It means now it's a shape. It's not a brush, it's not a path, it's not a stroke, it's the shape you draw. For example, if you select your direct selection tool, you can see there is no path here like this one. The whole brush stroke you drew is converted into a shape. For example, if I click on this anchor point and modify it, I can do that. If you click on this anchor point and move it, you can modify these lines according to your designs, however you want. This is the only difference between paintbrush tool and blob brush tool. If you want to convert your paintbrush tool to the shape you had with blob brush tool, it's also possible. Click on your paintbrush tool or the shape you draw with paintbrush tool, go to the object and click on the expand appearance. Now if you come here, click on it, select your direct selection tool, it's not a path anymore. You cannot change your path, but you can still modify your shape as it was in the blob brush tool. Now how can we draw or how can we work with blob brush tool? Select your blob brush tool. Don't give color or don't select your color of fill. You are still working with your stroke color. Change it, or maybe let's switch the colors. Let's change it to sky blue a little bit and let's draw something. When you drew your shape with blob brush tool, still you can see its stroke color, but when you select your selection tool and click on your shape which was created with blob brush tool, it automatically gets your fill color. It doesn't have any stroke. Yes, of course you can add stroke color to the color you want or the color matches your design, but whatever you design or whatever you create with your blob brush tool, it is a shape. It takes fill color automatically. However you have select your stroke color, it will be converted or changed automatically to fill color. The simple difference between these two are paintbrush tool works as a path and blob brush tool works as a fill. With paintbrush tool, whatever you draw, it gives you a path which has a stroke. But blob brush tool, if you have select your path stroke color, and obviously you should select your stroke color and you should edit or select the color you want to draw with your blob brush tool will be selected in your stroke color. Whenever you draw and complete it, it will automatically change into fill. It doesn't have any stroke. After that, you can add stroke if you want. So this was the difference between these two tools. I hope you guys understood and learned something. If you haven't subscribed it yet, still the same old message: subscribe the channel, share it with your friends to spread the knowledge of graphic designing. Thank you. Let's come to our computer screen. Now, how can we draw or how can we work with blob blush? Select your blob brush, blob. Select your blob brush tool, blob.